Welcome to Lives Worth Telling. I'm your host, Jodes, and my podcast is about digging deep into people's stories and providing them with a platform to share their life and experiences with my listeners. One key reason in creating this podcast is so their families and friends can have a record of their life, their stories, and their voice forever. One of my favourite things is hearing about people's stories, their triumphs, and their hardships, but most of all, their resilience. I hope you enjoy listening to my guests share their lives with you, have a few laughs, and allow yourself to be immersed in their stories. Welcome to the first episode of Lives Worth Telling. In today's episode, I'm so excited to be joined by Myrna, who will chat to us about her life experiences. Myrna was born in the Philippines and is one of 7. She has lived in Australia for over 40 years now. Welcome, Myrna.
Thanks for having me, Jode.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Oh, my gosh.
To do
it's
this.
so exciting. It is so exciting.
Yeah.
So, Miriam, we're going to chat about lots of different things. And, you know, I guess over your life, lots of stuff has happened. And we're going to have a few laughs, relax, talking about your background and your childhood. So, where did you grow up? Where were you born? And tell me a bit about your family.
Yep. Well, I've been in Australia for 40 years.
Oh, my goodness.
40 years. I came here when I was 27. I first came here on a holiday to test it out when I was 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I went to Philly. I was living with Philly. My sister's already here.
How long did you come for the holiday for?
Was here for 6 months. Then it was again another 6 months. And then I went back and did my nursing. She wants me to do it on my own because that's what she did. She applied because Australia's looking for nurses back home. And as you know, everywhere in the world, there's always Filipinos are always nurses. So my sister decided to have that opportunity, applied, and came here in 1969. So in the meantime, I was at home studying. All of us are at home. And I did my business management.
Yeah.
But because she wants me to be a nurse, which is not one of my, chosen career, I decided to do 2 years of it and then applied. I was rejected.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went back again to apply. So my sister decided to apply for to take me as a permanent residence to sponsor me.
And how old were you then?
I think I was about 23.
Yeah.
I had to wait for 2 years for that.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I was still working at home. And when I was approved, I came. But there are 7 of us, Jode.
Yes.
We're all born in the country, in the Philippines, which is in Zambales.
Yeah.
And we live next to my grandma. We have a house next to my grandma. And my dad decided to work overseas.
So what did your street look like? Like, explain your house and your street.
That's a big land where both the 2 houses are. It's almost like on the highway.
Okay.
Where big buses goes because, it was quiet at the time.
Yeah.
But we decided to move to the city when I was 7.
Okay.
My dad got a job.
Manila?
In Manila, yeah. And I think my mom bought a land somewhere there, built a small house, and then we moved closer to the universities and rented an apartment.
Oh, wow.
And that my dad was working at the time overseas. So my mom's always have to have a career. Like we can't be, I'm not saying, because at home, it's so different here in Australia. You can't really do a tech job.
Yeah.
You have to be, you have to have a career like nursing, engineering, electrician, or anything else, IT, that sort of thing. And most of the girls there are nursing. So my brother, my dad worked hard to get us all a career. My 2 brothers were both engineers, mechanical and civil, and they're both overseas in America, I should say. And they and my sister is already in here in Australia.
So when did she move to Australia? How
She
old
moved to Australia in 1969. She was 19.
Yeah, right. So she was the first one to come out.
She was the first one to come out.
Yeah.
She actually sponsored my brother, my older brother, to come here, and he spent 15 years here.
Okay.
But he reckons his civil engineering is not giving him a challenge.
Okay.
So he moved to America.
Yes.
So that's when he was more challenged because building industry there is bigger and more widespread. So he wanted to move there, plus his wife's family are all there.
So there's 7 of you.
Yeah.
So explain the age gap. Who's the youngest? Who's the oldest?
The oldest is Ray, and I think it's 70, no, he's born in 47, and he would be 71.
So he lives in
Queens in New York.
New York.
And my sister, who is the nurse, is unfortunately she was here for a long time. And then she had cancer, which is the pancreatic cancer got her, and she fought for it for 3 years. But as you know, this sort of cancer actually hard to fight.
Yeah,
you can never survive.
Not a good outcome. Yeah.
So she died. My third brother is Junior, which is Junior. We always call Junior because same name as my dad.
Yeah.
So Senior and Junior.
It's all right. It's warm in here. It's all good.
It's warming up. I had to take my jacket off.
She's stripping off.
Yeah,
stripping off. There's no.
So this is not
visual.
This is not censored because it's. So anyway, after Junior, I'm the fourth one.
So Junior lives in.
Junior lives in California.
Yeah.
In LA, and he has 2 kids, and then me. As you know, we started from mid-70s, and now I'm in my 60s. And my young Romy's next after me, and he's in his 60s as well. And then Rowena's in her 60s, and then Dave was the youngest, only in his 50s. There's a big gap between Rowena and Dave. There's about 11 years gap because my dad came home and planted a seed, and then my mum was 46, and voila. There's another one.
Here comes Dave.
Yeah. So now he's a manager in at a pub in Rosstown in Carnegie, and he's doing well.
So was there a time where all of you were living together at the same time? So all 7 kids
Not
in the
really,
house? No, because of the age gaps.
Yeah. My sister stayed in the country to finish high school, but the 5 of us went to the city.
Yeah.
And that's because that's where my brother wants to do his course, which is engineering. And my sister joined us after. So we were all, not really, because when Felly left and then Junior went to America, and then my older brother went overseas as well. So we're all sort of like going overseas, like to find a better life, and I don't know, just to be. And then my mom and dad and my 3 younger brothers and sisters joined me when I came here in 1984.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's when my life started to.
Do you look back at your life in the Philippines as good times?
Yes, I didn't want to come to Australia when my sister sponsored me because I said I'm going to leave all my friends. And when I came here on that holiday just to test it out, I was always crying in the bushes.
Oh.
Because
what did you know about Australia? Like
nothing.
Was it
I didn't even know.
No.
I didn't even know Australia exists. My sister didn't even know that there is Australia until someone came. The Australian embassy decided to recruit nurses.
Okay.
And I said, where the hell?
Here we go.
Where the hell is
Let's
this
put an E on it.
Australia?
Let's put an E on it now.
And I said, oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. And so we started looking for it. And it was, when I came here, to be frank, it was a white country. There was no one here except for the Filipinos and the Vietnamese who are refugees.
Okay.
I haven't seen any other immigrants or no other country came here.
Isn't it
so
interesting?
it
How
was
it's changed
so
over
interesting.
time. So how did you feel as Filipinos coming into where there wasn't many Asian cultures? Yeah.
But my sister's got a lot of Australian friends.
Yeah. Through work, nursing.
Through work and also friends. And Filipinos got this quality of assimilating because we can all speak the language. We don't have that barrier there. And we're all sort of like easy to manage. But I've never suffered really discrimination.
Yeah. That's good.
But it's so hard to see sometimes when there's all these other Caucasian people and you're different, but I never felt that way because since I came here, I was already experiencing that with my sister's lifestyle, who I lived with my sister for a long time before I met my husband. So,
So when we're thinking about back
at home,
back in the Philippines, I guess family and connection. So you live next door to your grandma. What would family connection look like with you? You would seeing extended family, cousins, like your mum and dad's.
I have cousins there too.
Yeah,
but then my mom's brothers and sisters married someone else from another province and another country.
Okay,
so we go and visit them every time we have time. And then once we've grown up, we're sort of in the city. Every holiday we go back to the country and go to the beach. So what distance
are you talking? So
distance is about 6-8 hours drive.
Yeah, okay.
Take the bus from Manila to Zambales.
Oh, wow. So your first overseas trip was to Australia?
My first overseas trip, yes. I was traveling on my own.
Oh, man, gosh.
So nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's an experience, And when I came back, I was like, a virgin, don't know anything. Like my sister always tells me, speak English, right? We're not going to speak Tagalog and stuff because it's very rude to
speak your home language.
speak your home language. So...
But you think about the resilience that you've shown. So, I was born and bred in Australia and I didn't start in another country. You've come from a completely different culture, come to Australia, and that bravery that you had in your early 20s or you're 19 when you go on this holiday to Australia to suss out to see if you're going to live there and then you make a life here.
Yeah. And I didn't find it hard, Jode.
Yeah.
I didn't find it hard because I'm flexible. Like I can always, I think it is my personality to be out there and enjoy talking to people. And because at home, the complete difference from Australia and the Philippines is when you go out of your house, there'll be people there and you wave to them.
Yeah.
And you're always talking to people. And not a lot of people have got cars. So they take the public transport. And in that time that you walk from the waiting for the bus or whatever, you talk to people. I find in Australia, community. Well, here in Australia, you get out of your garage. You don't even have to talk to anyone. Get in your car. And you don't see a lot of people unless something's happening on the street. Like if there's a fire or something. Oh, everyone's out with their pajamas on. There's a fire. Otherwise, there's nothing unless you have a barbecue, a get-together, but they don't do it in the street. And Filipinos, sometimes they just hang out in the street.
I want to think about when you used to tell those stories about, what we have is the Mr. Whippy van and that brings ice cream. What would, the equivalent of that in the street?
The equivalent of that is balut.
Balut.
There's this guys.
Explain
and
what
it
balut
always
is.
starts Always starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, at night, when everyone has their dinner. It's like a snack. And then they yell at balut.
Yes.
And they have this little basket of boiled balut, duck's eggs in there, nice and warm.
So explain what balut is. It is...
Balut is a duck's eggs. And there's an embryo there that's not quite fully grown. And there's a yolk in it and the albumin, which is the white, and sometimes you get a little embryo. Sometimes you get one with feathers already because, I don't know, it's already starting to grow and then they boiled it.
Yes. It's such a funny thing.
Yeah, that's the sort of delicacy that we have there.
When we went to the Filipino festival many years ago, and then you ran when you saw balut, and we were like, what is this balut?
Yeah.
And then,
but I don't eat the embryo.
Gone.
No, I don't eat the embryo.
Yeah.
So but the red, the yolk is really nice and creamy. So,
Yeah.
and the white's really hard, but you can eat it. But yeah.
And different foods, like, you think of all the different foods, adjustment coming from the Philippines to Australia, and finding Filipino food here, you would have to be cooking it yourself. You couldn't, in terms of Filipino restaurants or Filipino food. Are there Filipino restaurants? Like, I haven't seen
there
any.
are Filipino restaurants now popping up everywhere, but
Okay.
back
Back then,
no.
no.
But the ingredients that we use, it's not like the Chinese ingredients, which is the herbs and spices are really like the Indians or the Chinese, Thai. Our ingredients is pretty because we're influenced by the Spanish and the Americans, we pretty much have the spaghetti.
Okay.
Which is, we did our own spaghetti, which is the Jollibee spaghetti with hot dog in it.
Okay.
Instead of meat. And we have the stew, menudo, apretada, adobo, that sort of thing. It's easy to find. We only put, vinegar, ginger, garlic, which is easy accessible. Yeah. So, no, I can still cook. My sister used to ask me to cook sinigang, nilaga.
Explain what sinigang
adobo.
is.
Sinigang is, you can use fish, you can use beef. I don't use chicken, but it's pork ribs and pork belly.
Oh.
And then you boil it, and then with tomatoes tomatoes and onion, and then you in the end, once it's boiled and soft and tender, you put this tamarind base.
Is that bitey kind of
bitey
taste?
sort of like sour,
so delicious.
salty taste, which is so different. A lot of people can't take it sometimes because it's so different.
I love it.
We're so used to it.
Yeah,
so
delicious.
And nilaga is just like beef bones, and then you put potatoes and vegetables in it, and then just salt and pepper. And then you just get the broth of the bones in it, which is good for you. Menudo, apretada, adobo, which is either chicken or pork adobo.
Yeah.
My daughter Cassie likes the gizzard, which is the, what do you call it? The crop of the chicken.
Oh, like the crop. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, she likes to mix it with that. Sometimes I cook it for her. And you used to like sinigang.
I love sinigang.
And adobo. Yeah.
And the pineapple macaroni salad.
The macaroni salad. We make it different and stuff. Yeah.
And look, you know what has been a massive part of our life is your spring rolls, Myrna.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I forgot about the spring rolls and the noodles.
So delicious.
Yeah.
Everyone that we would have for
we
dinner,
call it
spring
lumpia.
rolls.
Yeah, and now it's popular. If you go to a Filipino restaurant, it's always there. And the sisig, I don't know how to cook sisig, but it's popular. There is a few, but it's an acquired taste. You have to try it. But now restaurants that are popping up are putting a bit of a twist into it.
Okay.
Like they're making it more palatable, making it nicer, doing a twist around it so it doesn't look like it's because our cooking is like a one pot sort of thing, and then you just put it in front of you, and with rice. It's always with rice.
Yes. Right.
And as you know, my partner Tim now sometimes when we have rice, he's used to it now. Yes. And then one time we didn't have rice. We have potatoes. I said, And then he said, "Is there any rice?" And I said, "No." Why? Oh, because I miss. He's so used. We've been together for 14 years, and I think rice is starting to be a staple with him.
Yeah.
So he's looking for that. So yeah,
He's become Filipino.
yeah,
He's Filipino.
yeah.
So I'm thinking about something you talked about is like studying and school and college. So what would, I guess, the average Filipino person go through from, say, kinder? What we would have is kinder, primary school, high school, and university / TAFE or trade. What would that track look like?
We don't have prep. I don't think we have prep there, because here you have childcare, and they start from 0 to 5, and there we start with grade 1. Once we turn 5,
Okay.
we start with grade 1 until grade 6.
Yeah.
We don't have year 7 because and year 8. Our year 7, 8, 9, 10 is 4 years of high school.
Okay.
So you have first year, second year, third year, and fourth year, and that's your 4 years of high school. And then you go 2 years in uni.
Okay.
That's pre-prep of whatever you want to do. Like you want to do nursing.
Okay.
You want to go branch out to other.
So is that what they call college?
College,
So
yeah.
it's kind of similar to the American system.
Yeah.
So
Once you finish 4th year in high school, you can go to uni.
Okay.
And we don't have tests and that. I think you just need to, whichever uni you're going to, you take the test and then.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really hard because not a lot of people can go to uni. And I mean, we're middle income. My dad sends money all the time. And sometimes we have to help other
Or like
people.
Sending money to other family, you mean?
No, to live with us and help us. And then
Okay.
we'll help them go to school.
Okay.
And some of them, they can't go to college. They just finish high school. Which is high school
So
is also
friends
better.
or-
No, we just get someone like someone applying to live with you. They call it kasambahay.
Okay.
They live with you and they help you and then you pay them.
Oh, wow.
Like a maid, but I
Yeah.
don't want to use the word maid
Yeah.
because it's so derogatory.
Yeah.
But they live with us.
Yeah.
And the money we give them, they go to uni and to high school
Oh, wow.
and sent to
So
their
if they're
parents
kind
in
of
the country.
Working with you, but they're also studying like
Studying as well.
That's
so
really
it's
cool.
it's a help for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
without my dad working overseas, we wouldn't have been able to achieve where we are now, which is really.
Mm.
I thank my mom because you have to go to school, you have to have a career, and that's important and that's a legacy that she's left with us. And without that, I still remember from then you have to go to uni, you have to have these, otherwise.
So how long was your dad away? So he was
away when I was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
He started going overseas.
So when you say overseas, where's he heading to?
He went to Guam.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was bookkeeper there
Okay.
for a long time. And then I can't remember what year he came home.
So he'd go over and just stay over there. He wouldn't come back a few times to visit, or he just goes.
He came back once or twice.
Okay.
But my mom decided to go there and visit him.
Okay.
Which is easier, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after a few years, he came back and stayed home.
Oh, wow.
We had a business. We put all his money in the taxi business, which didn't work
Okay.
because my mom wanted to do a textile business, selling something in the shops and stuff like that. But she wasn't allowed to. He wouldn't allow it. Yeah, and then after that, there was a little bit of a hard up money. So my sister helps us with it as well. And my dad worked security guard, stuff like that, at some shopping centers there. And until we all came here. And my dad was able to work as a lollipop man.
Oh, yes. When you were in Australia.
And
yeah.
my mom didn't work all her life, so she was just helping my sister's kids, looking after Rowena's kids, living with them and stuff.
Do you miss the Philippines?
After being here for 4 years, not really. I came back in 2010, and It was so different. It was
I
just
bet.
like any other country
I bet.
that you go to, like
Yeah.
big shopping centers.
More developed.
More developed,
Yeah.
It's not lots more people. If I go back there, I will go to the countryside in Cebu, where my dad came from, and maybe visit Boracay and stuff like that, which is very busy with tourists. So I don't know if I can do that now, but I will do it again some other time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Nearly all my relatives are gone. My mom and dad's family, my dad's brothers and sisters, they're all gone. So it's only our cousins alive, which is we're all in our 70s and 80s now. So
Oh my gosh, I love hearing about the Philippines and thinking when you're talking about languages. So at school, what languages did you learn? So your mother tongue is Tagalog, which is
we have to learn
language.
We have to learn Filipino as well.
Yeah.
The Tagalog language as well as Spanish. We have to have 4 units of Spanish in high school.
Okay.
Which I didn't find it hard when I was doing it. So
when did you learn to speak English? Was English a subject as well?
Yeah, we learned English when we were in school.
Yeah.
From grade 1 to there's already the English there. It's already English the way they're teaching us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like inbred and that. Yeah. No, not inbred. Already in there. Like, the minute you come out of your thing, hello.
What was I going to say? I guess if we move on to relationships now, thinking about your relationships and your family life as an adult, I guess if you want to talk about your current relationships and who's in your life right now as an adult.
As an adult, I was so lucky to have someone in my life now. I've been with Tim for 14 years.
Yeah.
And he's been really, really good to me. He's been a friend and very calm. He's calmed me down. And he's a little bit younger than me, but he's mature in some ways.
So how did you meet?
I've been married for a long time, 25 years. And I was divorced due to circumstances that happened. You can't help it. Everybody goes through that sort of thing. He made a mistake.
That is true.
We can't rectify it.
No.
We can't go back once you made that mistake. So what happened was the family was divided. So there's no point for me to stay in that relationship. And that was a turning point in my life where I thought I'm going to live with him for a long time. And we're going to retire together and go overseas together and travel and go to downsize to a small home, go walking, driving.
You thought it'd be forever?
Nope. That's not my life. It's not forever. So after separation, I was frightened. I lived with my sister for 9 months. And I know I have worked a long time, but also there was a bit of problem with the divorce settlement sort of thing. And I have no savings and no money, and I've worked for a long time. And I think I deserve a little bit. So we went through a rough patch by going through a lawyer and stuff like that. And I finally managed to get a little bit of money to get myself a little house further away from my comfort zone, which is in Wheelers Hill. I can't afford it. And I'm facing a life ahead of me where I don't know if I'm going to survive. I didn't ask help from my sisters and my brothers who are all here. I tried to do it on my own. And you know what? Life hands you down difficulties like these, but you have to be resilient to face it and be positive, to think that I can do it.
Yeah.
And I've never paid bills and stuff like that. She's always paying the bills.
Yeah.
I always spend my money on groceries and everything else in the house, pay for Cassie's childcare. But I did it.
Yeah.
And I've never been happier. I lived alone. I'm still living alone for the last 14 years. Tim comes on the weekend and sometimes during the holidays. But I find that this new chapter in my life is hard but rewarding. Because I know that everything that I put, when I pay my bills, I know I'm working hard for it. When I enjoy my holiday, I know that I've worked hard for it. And for everyone out there who's going through the same patch as me, make it worthwhile. You know, like, it's not the end of the world. I thought it was the end of the world. I cried so much until there was no tears coming.
Man. Yeah.
I was so dry. I was so lonely. I was so disappointed, distressed, anxious. But I managed to go to work every day. Added one more day for my work so I can earn a bit more money. And at the moment, everything is fine. I'm comfortable. So I'm looking forward to my retirement now, which is transitioning to retirement, which is in a couple of months' time. So I hope I have enough money, but I'm still able to work. So I'll just keep on going to work and that until I can't.
Speaking of work and profession, I guess, thinking back to what your first job. So when you came to Australia, you came for the holiday for 6 months, and then what was your first job when I
came here?
Or back home? Did you have a first job back home?
I have a job there, like in Telstra.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working there. I'm waiting for my permanent residency to be approved.
In the Philippines, you were for
in
Telstra?
the Philippines, PLDT.
What did you do for Telstra?
For PLDT, I was in the, what do you call it? With the programmers,
Okay.
And then we correct all the programming. What do you call it? I can't remember what it's called now.
Like typos or
something like that.
Something.
Yeah, the transcripts and that. Yeah. So I was there for about 2 years, and then I was approved, and then I left.
And then when you came to Australia, what did you work when you were here?
I did a lot of different works. Like on the weekend, I do. What do you call it? My sister has a friend who has a bakery.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, I do part-time there.
Oh.
And then there's another Filipino here that I was close to. And we ventured out to, where did we go? We ventured out to Footscray. And there was that stocking place there.
Okay.
I don't know what the place is, but we're making stockings. I couldn't.
Hilton's? No.
Yeah, Hilton's.
Yeah.
I could not stand it. So after 2 days, I went home and got my pay.
What did you have to do at Hilton's? Packing?
No, not packing. I think.
Trying them on?
No, we're not trying them on. I think we're sewing it up. I can't remember now. It's sew. But I was only there for 2 days and I said, I can't hack this. It's too far.
Yes.
My sister lives in, where is it?
Ashburton. Yeah.
And I said, I can't handle this. I'm not doing this. So anyway. And then my sister-in-law works for ANZ.
Okay.
So she got me in for a job there as race wife, Ida.
Okay.
Yeah, the key punch.
Yes.
So I tried the training, and I can't believe I was so fast with the numbers on my right hand.
Just like making spring rolls.
Fast.
Fast with your fingers.
Yeah.
So that was in
working,
South Yarra.
Yeah, in South Yarra. And then I met your dad while I was working there.
Yeah.
And we met at a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just started. He just wouldn't leave me alone. He just
a womanizer, what?
Yeah, no. And my sister, to be honest, my brother and my sister didn't approve of him. The reason is he's a bit older than me, and also he's got a daughter.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, that was. I didn't think
12.
of any of that.
Yeah,
I wasn't even. I was just in a spinning wheel, in love and mesmerized, and I don't know. When you find someone and you think you
So
like
how old
them.
were you at the time then when you met him?
I was 27, Jode.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
27. He was 43,
Yeah.
41.
Mm.
And he was just too full on. And then after 6 months, he wants to get married. And my sister said, what for? And then he got me a ring. So I went ahead, get married. My brother came, but my sister didn't, and didn't talk to me for 5 years because I married him.
Yes.
And so I made my bed. I have to, lie in it.
And that was in 84.
That was in 84 as well. Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway,
So then your job, so you were working for the ANZ.
yeah,
doing the
and
key
that
punching.
was, key punching. That was from 3:00 in the afternoon up to 11:00. So he used to drive me there and then pick me up. And then when he can't do that anymore, I have to go and take the train and do that for the last 2 years. And I got sick of doing the late shift.
Till 11 o'clock.
So I applied to go in the group finance, and I got a day job, which is good.
And then you moved from South Yarra.
Moved from
Different
South Yarra to the city in Collins.
Street.
Yeah. Which is a lot further again, because I had to wake up at 6 and then get home at 6.
Catch the train,
Get home at 6, cook. So much to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm that sort of person that gets really anxious if I can't do my stuff. I get really anxious, and then the adrenaline comes, and everyone that comes around me will need to move away. Oh, they will get hit.
What do you mean?
The thunder. So if I'm doing something, like Cassie used to come and say, "Can I help you, Mum?" I said, "Go away, go away." "Can I help you stir it?" Mum said, No, I'll be quicker if I do it. And she said, and now I'm getting
That's
it.
right.
Know?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I peel potatoes very slowly.
Yeah, no.
And you'd be like, I can do it faster. But
I know,
now I can peel
I know
potatoes
Jody,
so
but-
quick. now.
And with Jody as well in there, she gets caught in the brunt of the fighting between the two. And then poor Jody, she's there in the middle of it. And you suffered a lot, with me, with my younger
tricky.
days and aggression and
Yeah.
stuff. And for every action, there's a reaction, I think. And that's a reaction I get from action that's been given to me. But I know that I was young then, and it was a lot. It was a lot to think about now. I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
As you get older, you get calmer. And Cassie came in there like a thunder. And she also went through a lot.
In 1988.
Yeah.
She was born.
Yeah. So, I got pregnant in 1988. He didn't want me to get pregnant straight away, and he didn't want me to have another one. So in that sort of period in my life, I've learned how to ignore. And then when we got divorced, it was also a little bit hard, but exhilarating. It's like I'm free. Like I wanted to leave him while Cassie was still young and stuff like that. He wouldn't let me.
Mm.
And I have no way out, Jode.
Mm.
Every time I go to bed, how am I going to get out of this relationship?
Mm. Yeah.
Because I find that this relationship is going nowhere. I'm always unhappy, sad, angry. And I can't do anything. I don't want to leave Cassie without a dad.
Mm.
And as if my prayers were answered, he did it himself. So
He made the choice.
He made the
to
choice.
do something else.
He made me free, actually.
That's another episode.
That's another episode. And lucky Jody wasn't there when this was all happening. She has her own life, which is good. But it affected, what happened in our lives affected you, me, everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think I'm moving forward. If I look at it, it's just an unfortunate part of your life that you have to go through. It's an obstacle that you have to go through. And I made it. It's like waiting for Friday. No, I didn't see it coming.
We didn't see it coming.
But when it came, we all had a shock.
Yeah.
And it's not our fault.
That's
right.
right.
It's like I loved him. He looked after us. He looked after his 2 kids.
Mm.
He did everything he could. But in the end, sometimes, there's temptations along the way that you can't help.
Mm.
And I think along the way he get tempted to try those temptations.
Oh.
And he can't get out of it. And this is it. You know,
Yeah.
you have to have your own life. And
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think he had a thought about it anyway.
And when, so your job then with the ANZ, just thinking back to your job. So your job now, how did you get into your current job and your career?
When I had Cassie, your dad used to pick her up from childcare, back and forth.
Yeah.
And then when she started going to Shelford at year 3, I think it was, year 3 or 4, it's really hard for him. So I left work and I did that for Cassie to drive her there and stuff. And then I did contract work as well. And then eventually I left because it's just too much travel for me. And the money I'm getting from the bank, I mean, it's good money then. It's just on clothes because you have to buy your clothes and get formal clothes. Like I don't wear suits, but still you don't go there wearing tracksuit pants, don't you?
Yeah.
And runners. So it's getting more expensive. The traveling is so hard, waking up, and it's taking a toll on me. So I left. And then you were already kinder teacher.
In the industry, yeah.
In the industry. And then you told me, hey, Myrna, why don't you come and work in childcare?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about childcare. I can't even look after Cassie and I can't even look after you. And I said, what am I going to do? I just try it.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of...
So did you do certificate 3 first?
I did certificate 3, yeah. But I was working there as well.
Yeah.
So I did it in Chapel Street. What was that?
Oh, Swinburne,
yeah.
In Paran.
Paran, yeah. So I did that there for 12 months. And then I haven't looked back, Jode. I've been in that centre for 22 years.
22 years, oh my goodness.
24 actually, because I started there in 1999.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm still there. Everyone's gone, retired and stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's asking, are you still there?
Yes.
I said, yes.
You know, I think it's really important because when you like somewhere where you work and you love the people, like someone...
and I like what I'm doing too, Jode.
Yes.
I love my job.
Yes.
It's
really good.
It's just so... it gives me a lot of pleasure and you learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
And the children are fantastic. It's all different characters in there.
Yes.
And rewarding. It's very rewarding, yeah.
I think... and it's not when you were younger, could you have seen yourself doing what you're doing now? So when you were younger, what was something that you really wanted to be when you...
Oh, my God. Are we going back there? I want to be...
I think air hostess, wasn't it?
I wanted to be a stewardess.
A stewardess, yeah.
I don't know why. I couldn't get in. You know what?
I
was too short. I'm 5'2.5". They want 5'3". And even if I cheated, tried to go like that on the measuring thing, I'm sorry. You can't. So you're too short. But now they have bloody old people in there, short people, tall people.
Yeah.
You know, they don't.
So was that something that your friends wanted to be? Is it something at the time?
Always
something
that
you wanted
I wanted to do.
Travel?
I wanted to travel. I wanted the way the stewardess are dressed up.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to people. Said, cup of tea, coffee.
They always look so immaculate.
Immaculate. That's what I want.
Everything.
I don't want to work like I'm not comfortable with myself, like, you know, wearing tracksuit pants or something.
All the time.
And they have their hair up. And I even have my hair up then. Lots of makeup. No, I still didn't get in. No.
There's still time, Myrna.
No, I know the 60. I'm too old.
Oh, well, we went on a Delta flight a few years ago, and I tell you, there's some people in their 70s there.
I know.
Yeah, Americans.
Yeah, I know. And some of them are old, and there's even a short one giving.
Can't discriminate, Myrna.
I know.
You can't discriminate.
I know,
my
sorry.
goodness.
You have to.
All right, we're going to pivot now, and so it's really funny about thinking about the air hostess. I do remember that. So your passions and your interests, I guess, outside of, you know, work and career and family, thinking about music and bands, like what's your favourite music to listen to that, you know, it's changed over the years or... Yeah.
It hasn't. Actually, I'm still listening to the same music I've been listening since I was young. I like the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
I even like the 60s. Yeah. Some of the songs that they're playing now, 60s and 70s. I like rock and roll, pop, all sort of music, as long as it relates to me and I like the sound of it.
Yes.
And the words. I don't like the rap music now. It doesn't do anything to me.
One thing I didn't know about until you just said recently is your first concert.
Oh, it's Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
At the Araneta Coliseum. That's when he still has the full nose. Yeah. But he was still normal
so
then.
He came to the Philippines?
He came to the Philippines.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so good. I was just with a friend. And
how old were you?
Oh, I was only probably 18. 18.
So what year he went to the Philippines for a concert?
I can't remember. He went there and it was just chaos.
Yes.
It's full.
Yes.
I'm screaming
How
to the top of my nose. Yeah.
Who would have... not many people...
the best song that he did was Ben.
Yeah.
Ben.
Back then, yes.
Yeah, you know. Everyone's crying and stuff.
Oh, my God.
And then he's got the moon... The space, the moonwalk, stuff like that.
Michael Jackson.
That was my first concert.
Yes.
Yeah. And my favorite band is... There's a lot, actually. I like old and new. I like Steve Miller Band, Jerry Rafferty.
38 Special.
38 Special,
38
yes.
Special, yes.
Roxette. I like Bob Seger, the old rock and roll person. Creedence Clearwater Revival, which your dad took me to Creedence Clearwater Revival concert.
Okay.
But only in the pub.
Oh, yeah.
They would just imitate, like...
Ad's just been playing Creedence on the guitar.
Yeah.
He's been playing his guitar, yeah. Creedence, yeah. A lot of songs.
I like them. Even the new songs now, I don't really like Taylor Swift. I don't like Beyonce.
To all the Taylor Swift fans.
Sorry. I don't like her songs. Yeah. It's for young people, you know. I don't think I can relate to that. I do like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Meredith Brooks.
Okay.
You know, the beach song. There's a lot of that. Sting, the Beatles.
I'm a bitch. When you say I'm a bitch, I think of back to that story about speaking with our beautiful friend Amanda, her mum Linda, and you were talking about Cass, and Linda was saying, "Oh, how's she going at school?" And you said she's in the beach club, and the way you said it, Linda's saying the beach club. What the beach? What's the beach club? And you said no, the beach club. She's in the beach club. But when you say bitch, that's what I think of.
It's the
beach club.
Yeah,
the beach club.
That was funny.
And favourite movies and TV shows, oh my gosh, Myrna, I've always known your obsession with Richard Gere.
I know, yeah, he's old now.
Do you still like him?
I still do, yeah, yes. I still do.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is so sad about him.
Yes.
He's not going to be able to talk anymore.
Yeah, that's very sad.
But he never talks in his movies anyway, he's only always just doing the action. Look.
But you still love your movies and
the old movies.
Yeah.
I also like the new ones now, like the Supernatural guy.
Oh yes.
Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. Who else do I watch? There's a lot.
So many. And comedy shows. I know you love your comedy shows, like your favorite comedians.
Joe Coy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Joe Coy.
Melissa just sent me a message this morning and showed me a little skit of Joe Coy about the tabo.
Oh, yeah. So, Melissa, explain who Melissa is.
Melissa is my sister's daughter, and she lives in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And it's really close to her. We get along so well. She reckons I'm funny. I'm very witty, she said. So every time she's got jokes like that, she sends it to me. And we have a good laugh.
Yes.
Sometimes she comes over with the kids, but...
lots of people, lots of everywhere, isn't there? We're talking about life's turning points. We talked about the life turning point. A significant turning point or moment of realisation was when,
my marriage.
Yeah, when he had the affair. that was really challenging for you. But then you talked about the challenges and obstacles that you faced, that you were alone, what were you going to do about finances? You were living in going to move to a different area that you didn't know, all the things that were familiar to you. So if you think about the two things that have happened there, you've come from the Philippines as a 19-year-old and then stayed. So you've done that big move, and then you've had another kind of turning point in your where you're now moving to a different area in a house by yourself and different life, and you've overcome those challenges, and you've actually felt happier than you ever have before, that you feel good about things now.
I feel more content and complete. But I'm really thankful that this happened, because it made the three of us closer.
Yeah.
And it was such a really hard time for me, because while he was doing that and going out, I was still sleeping in the same bed. And then he would be going, and I said, and you wouldn't understand the feeling that I'm feeling at the time, Jode. I couldn't sleep.
Just sick.
I didn't know what to do, sick. I lost so much weight that I was, couldn't eat.
Just so stressed about it.
Just so stressed about it. All I can have is coffee. And without my sister, Felly, who's given me the most support, helped me with the lawyer and stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to go through with it.
Yeah, really hard.
Really hard. So it's good to have family when it comes to crises like this.
What I love now is the contact you have with your family, and and you're going to visit your brother in America. Your brother's in America, and you're back together with your family. Whereas at the start,
and I thought
it wasn't so much.
Yeah, I thought it's not going to be. You know how I've gone through. I've even told you, I think, when we were leaving, I can't see my family. No one's talking to me. Christmas, 5 Christmas, I wasn't involved with them because my sister is the oldest here, and she was the one telling. So obviously they have a Christmas at her house. I wasn't invited. And I see my brothers and sisters going past, and they don't even say hello to me. And that changed after the separation.
Yeah.
And I've missed so much time with them that now I'm enjoying it. And I'm even having coffee on a Sunday with my sister and my 2 brothers. We have to make it a point to see each other because we're not getting any younger.
Of course, yeah.
We're not getting any younger. And now we're planning to go to America to see my 2 brothers there again because they're in their 70s. We might not be able to go there if something happens to them. No, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. And it would be nice to see them at this stage of their life where they're retired and we can do a lot of things. So while we can do it as well, I will do it. So we're going to go and see them.
It's so good,
and these
Myrna.
are the sort of things that I want to do now, is just to see people, visit people, work at the same time, and then slowly transition to, you know.
I think that's one of the things you did always want to travel, and it wasn't, I guess, on his his radar to travel. And I think of all the places that you've been now, and that you can just go and book things, and you go to different places with Tim. And Tim is
the complete opposite.
Yes,
the only
you couldn't find a nicer person.
No,
Tim.
Yeah,
he's such a nice person.
He even likes shopping.
Yeah,
you know how you see men outside the clothes store in the shopping center. Waiting for their wives. So what I'll do,
he's very patient.
Is so patient, sitting there, fiddling with his hands. So and then he will say to me, "Did you find anything?"
Oh, he's
and
so
then I
patient.
said, "No."
He has the patience of a saint.
Yeah,
except if someone crosses him on the road.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, sometimes he gets over the top. Don't get him angry. Don't get him started. Oh my goodness,
so funny. But
he's not that perfect.
He would help anyone, a neighbour, a friend.
I was talking to him, and he said, "Oh, I'll talk to you later. Someone's bogged. Someone's in a bog. I'm going to help them." I said, "Oh yeah, right." I said, "Yeah, okay."
Oh, that's what
he will stop.
Even Christmas Day, for him, he has the barbecue for the court, and he's helped through his work with apprentices, and he's taken on these young kids, and he does everything.
And
to
animals,
support them.
He loves animals so much.
Yes, he does. Yes, absolutely, he is an animal lover. Okay, Myrna, this next segment is called Curious Corner, where we ask curious questions about our guests. Can you recall a time where you just couldn't stop laughing about something and got the giggles and just couldn't stop?
There's always a time, because when you and Cassie and I were having a dinner, and then we talk about the things that I have done to your dad, which is innocently done. There's so many things that I've done. Like one time he came in and he
Accidents.
said, it's accidents, but I must have done it to him a few times. Lucky I didn't kill him at the time. But one time he's got this eye thing and he said, can you put drops in my eye? I've got something there. And because the cortisone that I use for my itchy head is the same size as the thing, I didn't even look.
That's right.
I mean, I didn't even look. And when it was coming out, it wasn't liquid. It was a gel. I said, oh, why is this like this? And then he started stinging his eye and said, what the hell did you put in my eyes? And I said, oh, shit, it's cortisone, sorry. And he almost gone blind.
Yes,
he can't. He's just stinging so
That's
bad.
right.
I had to take him to the hospital.
Yes, because Cass was coming back from school
camp. And then
Adam picked
but
with you.
Yeah.
He went with you.
But we took a long time because someone got run over by the train.
That's right. Yes, and then he's got this eye he can't see, he can't drive.
Yeah.
So Adam drove you to pick up Cass from camp.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then I think you were about to talk about when you slammed his ear in the car door.
Yeah, that's right. but
he did have big ears.
Oh, he did have big ears. He's supposed to sit down and his ears in the way between the side of the car and the door. And I was walking past. So I just nudged it with my left hip accidentally. And then
did he hit
closed
the room?
and the door closed. And the door closed and hit his ears.
You did it over that. You did it. So, like, I was already in the car and he's like, effing him.
He said, oh, fuck.
And then
Like
you get in and you're like, what's the matter?
And his ears was red. And he still got it. I think it was destroyed a little bit. You know,
it's got a bend in
he's
the
got
top.
a bend. He's got a bend in the top. He couldn't stop telling me about it. So, yeah, lots of things.
So many things. If you could have any superpower for a day, what would it be?
I would like to be able to read people's minds.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I always wanted to, because when I'm just driving or even when I'm sitting somewhere where there's a lot of people.
What's everyone thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the shopping center, I said, what's everyone thinking? I wish I know what she was thinking.
Yes.
And to get in people's mind and see what their everyday life is like. Is it the same as mine? Are they going through a rough patch?
Yes, yes.
Are they happy?
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe another superpower to help them.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard of it. The next one is name 5 people you would invite for dinner and why.
Celebrities. I would like to invite. I've really got into Putin and.
Here we go. Oh no.
No, like the communist countries.
Yeah.
Like the North Korea, Russia, even China. I want to invite them over and see what their plans are.
Jeez.
For the world.
Jeez,
because
I wasn't expecting that.
Know.
So, if you could choose one song to play every time you walked into a room, what would it be? So, when you walk into a room, what music would you like to have in for your entrance?
Every breath you take.
The Police.
The Police.
Oh my gosh. The Police.
Every breath you take, I'll be watching you.
Oh my goodness. And also, if you could swap lives with any fictional character for a day, what would it be? Whose life would you like to have?
I don't want to be rich.
Oh.
I don't want to be beautiful. I want to be... Honestly, I never even thought. I don't want to swap my life, but I would like to be me again, maybe, in a different circumstances.
Okay.
And then...
in an alternate reality.
Yeah, me, with a little bit more power.
Okay.
Like a little bit more higher up.
Oh, yeah.
And someone that can, like Miss Abby, you know, like someone to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like a talker, you know, like someone to, Like if there's a topic, what are your thoughts? Something like that. So I can give my inner thoughts to other people from my life.
Oh, yeah.
And then share it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I agree. I think that's
I don't know.
different. So
I don't know. I always wanted to be heard of what I have to say.
Yeah.
But I want.
Oh, politics, Miriam.
Yeah, politics.
You're going to be a politician.
Yeah, something like
She
that.
wants to be a politician.
Oh, yeah,
So,
they get a lot of money, don't they?
Thinking about we were talking about injuries before. As you know, I've injured myself many, many times over the years. And I'm always
you're
curious.
accident prone.
I'm very accident prone about other people's injuries. Can you tell us about a time where you've accidentally injured yourself? What do you reckon's your worst injury accidentally?
Accident? Oh, when I kicked the window.
Oh.
And the fourth toe in my left foot was hanging down, and I'm still walking. And that's because I had a fight with your dad.
Oh, no.
And when it was hanging down, he stopped and he said, "You're bleeding." I said, "Let me have a look." So they put a, I don't know, metal thing and that.
Something.
A microsurgery, but it was good now.
Oh, my goodness.
I was in, not in crutches, but I couldn't walk for a while.
I remember that.
I couldn't straighten my toe.
Oh, my goodness.
And the other one is when I was mopping the floor now, just 2 years ago. And Tim always says, don't wear the thongs and don't walk on the wet floor. And it's the tiles. And I hit my head. I went like that. I slipped. I tried to, and then I couldn't stop myself and I banged my head on the tiles. And I swear it's a golf ball.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So he took me to the doctor and the doctor said, go to the emergency. And they tested me everything, MRI, all good. But lucky I didn't lose all consciousness because I screamed and Tim was still asleep. I was cleaning before he wakes up. As usual, I've done the vacuum.
Your favourite activity is cleaning.
Yeah, my favourite activity. My favourite thing to hold is the vacuum and the mop.
I have to
Before
agree.
I eat.
I do recall.
And I remember your dad telling me, if you die before me, I'm gonna bury the vacuum cleaner with you.
Or
the
he was
Miller.
going to shove it up your backside.
Yeah,
that was another
that's
thing.
right, yeah.
If you keep using.
Yeah, that was the
goodness.
two worst things. And no, that's it. That's
I have got a note here to ask you. I don't know if this is probably okay to ask, but you know the movie Hall Pass, right? Where so they're allowed to have one chance with someone that's not their partner, like a celebrity or whatever. If you were going to have a night with someone that isn't, like, it's not Tim, who would you have the night with? If you
Jensen Ackles.
Oh, geez, she answered that pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I would like, he's so handsome.
She has actually.
I watched all the
that so quickly.
Supernatural. I watched The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he?
How old is he? I think he's 40.
Oh, younger man.
He's 40-something, yeah.
Bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
That's very good. All right, well, on to our last bit, Myrna, is, I guess, can you share a piece of advice or wisdom that has been meaningful to you? Like you were talking about your mum, you know.
The legacy that she's left us.
Yeah, so things that advice to you that's been helpful.
For me, not that legacy now. I want to tell everyone that if bad things happen to you, another door will open and it's not the end of the world. And life is too short. Be happy.
What do you think what are you most proudest of in your life?
My proudest moment in my life is when I was able to buy the house without a mortgage and move further out and then work. I'm working and what I'm earning, for me, it makes me proud of myself that oh my God.
You've done it yourself.
I've done it myself, like without any help.
Do you have any regrets in anything?
No regrets. No regrets. I'm having a good relationship with you.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good relationship with Cassie. That's if I don't say the wrong thing.
It's just today.
And I'm in a stage of my life where everything is actually quite good. And the only thing I'm looking forward to is not death, but retiring, trying to be healthy.
And a night with Jensen.
And a night with Jensen Ackles, only for one night. And also to...
I'll give him a call.
Yeah, give him a call.
Shout out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end, Myrna, and thank you so much for joining me today. And I love hearing about all of your stories. And some of them I haven't heard. Some of them I haven't heard before. I didn't know you came to Australia for 6 months for a holiday. Like a bit of a recon mission to kind of find out.
And I met someone there on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
Iranian guy.
Oh, hello.
He gave me his number.
Hang on a second.
And then he was ringing me, and I said, "It's not. He doesn't have the beard, and he doesn't have the thing." And I said, "She's picking me up on the plane."
Oh my gosh, she's picked up on the plane. So thank you for joining me today, Myrna. We have loved listening to all your stories. And thank you, Myrna, for talking so candidly about your life experiences. Thank you to our listeners for listening and supporting this podcast. Tune in to our next episode where we get to hear more lives worth telling. Don't forget to check out and follow us on your socials. And if you love what you hear, please rate and review us on your favourite podcast app. Of course, if you have any questions, you can get in touch with us through the Facebook page or Instagram. If you or a friend or a family member would like to come on the show, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. And if you want to grab yourself some merch, jump onto Redbubble to check out our products. Thanks for listening to Lives Worth Telling. See you next time.